Imagine never being able to go back home, and imagine going to a new country and not being able to communicate with anybody. That was the reality for my parents that they had to face and they still have to live with. My parents, Nia and Ka, are both strong. These are the two of the many reasons why. My parents both survived the Vietnam War. They ran the war for 1 month, they starved for 1 week, and they ran the war separately. My father was captured by the Vietnamese soldiers, and he was held at gunpoint and tied up. My father had to sacrifice himself, and he had to help his family run over to Thailand to be safe. By doing that, he lied that they had to go to the hospital to get help because they were sick. So my father chose to be the last person and waited until everybody made it over. My mother ran the war with 2 children, which were my 2 older siblings, which were 1 month and 1 year old. She was also captured, but she was with a different family. Luckily, she survived. She survived because the family that ran the day before were killed. Later, after making it over to Thailand, both my parents found each other. I think it took about 2 weeks, maybe a month, until they found each other. Then they had another baby. They stayed in Thailand for 4 years. After 4 years, they were finally able to come to America. It wasn't really their choice, it was just where they were told to go. They had their papers ready and they were ready to go. Coming to America is a dream for most people, but for them it was scary and they weren't sure what was going to happen. They had to learn English and they had to learn how to drive. That is the second reason why they are strong. They had to learn how to drive a vehicle at 18, put food on the table, and find clothes for their children. My parents eventually had 12 kids, and they raised us all 12 on their own. Like I said, they found clothes for us to wear and food for us. We weren't the wealthiest growing up. They would make it to every conference and make sure that we did really well in school. They didn't expect me to get A's or B's. They just wanted me to do well and be happy. My parents did a lot for us growing up. They were always there. They made food. My dad would braid my hair in the morning for school, which a lot of dads don't really do, especially in the Hmong community. They learned to help us celebrate Christmas, birthdays, which is also very unlikely in the Hmong community. They learned that because my siblings taught them that it's kind of the American life, so then we grew up Americanized. In conclusion, my parents are strong because they survived the war and they never complained about it. They went from a life where you do farming, there's not many laws, to coming to America where there's a lot of laws and rules. And they learned how to read, write, and drive on their own. And they also never gave up. And they kept fighting for life. And they appreciate every moment of it. What I want you guys to all take away from this is to appreciate what you have, because it could be taken away any minute. And also, if you have like a parental figure in your life or parents, take time and talk to them and get to know them a little more. Thank you for listening.